turn and.
No, that's what I was like.
I can reserve my SUV.
Is it on set?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Okay.
Okay.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, Mary's first one, she's not on there, but.
Yeah. she's on. Yeah, she's on.
I don't think I got one. I did.
Yep.
There you go.
Did you have it?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't,
thought I
there was
grabbed the
two of
bottom.
them, so I just grabbed the first one.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, so. That's before I do these meeting minutes, right?
Yeah, I have to edit this one.
Okay. Mary, are you ready?
Okay, this is the report for March. Planning committee representing, and I've been representing the town of St. Joe. The first, the California Economic Development meeting on March 23rd was canceled due to, not enough members attending to reach a quorum. Quality of place, project land restoration updates. I will be arranging and meeting with Natalie Collins. She's the property manager for Allen County Fox Island Park. I will be seeking her input in regards to Jefferson Street bank erosion. Natalie currently works with some professors at Purdue University, Fort Wayne, and my reach out is to seek assistance via student civil engineering students for development and plan ideas, hopefully providing grants and have hands-on opportunities for those students. The Cal County Trails, Auburn, that meeting was March 10th. Meeting discussion was related to approval of their mission statement and plan marketing agenda as presented. Fortified, I did this on my own, but I was curious how it could assist the town of St. Joe. It was a Fortified Food Alliance meeting, and that was on March 10th also. In the morning. It was a roundtable discussion by Food Bank Services, what they provide, what services are provided, and most importantly, how did they get their shelves and pantries full. With great information, and it ended up with a number of the food providers partnering up for food supply pickup and sharing equipment, which one of the services had a big box truck. And instead of having smaller communities, making sure they collaborated and were going to go together. Next was, actually today, this morning, I attended the DeKalb Chamber Community Impact Forum. The panel discussion was a panel discussion format, which was different than it had been in previous years. Previous years, you just talked and shared information about your community. This format, we were actually asked questions and different inputs about our community and DeKalb in general. There were 10 members representing cities, towns, Auburn, Corona, Garrett, Woodland, St. Joe, the county agency departments for the Homeland Security, the Sheriff's Department, Coroner, Auditor Department, the Cal Soil Water, and the Economic Development Partnership. Overall focus was how quality of life is provided to Cal residents. My response was that one of our newest quality of life improvement to our community was the $750,000 Oprah grant that we've been awarded to improve the flow of our water mains through the town, which would allow for, if we had a failure, a water fail or line failure, it would only affect that particular area, and the water would not be shut off for the whole town, which would be a quality. Okay, the second one, was shared that, I brought up our land restoration, that we, are in a 5-year commitment to that, project. And I explained what it was. In that, we engaged our residents, and it will enhance everyone's quality of life. I took the calc, and I took that time in public to thank the Cal County Visitors Bureau and the Community Foundation and the Bruce Family Foundation for their funding support for that project. Then we were asked what statement was made. Small towns have a hidden gem in the county. And we were to share what one thing would you want your neighbors to visit this summer? And my response was our River Greenway is our gem. And our wish is to have this extended by a trail that incorporates our land restoration project and onto north or southern neighbors. Okay, and then the wrap up and the general consensus of this forum, and each one of the agencies, departments I listed, everybody participated. It was wonderful. The general consensus was that it's important that all cities, towns, agencies, counties, the big important go away with was communicate. You need to participate, and you need to collaborate to get things done. No one can build a mountain by themselves. No one can get a project or anything done alone. We have to reach out to our friends, neighbors, and helpers. I have a list of that's who attended.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you guys review the March 3rd meeting minutes?
Maybe really a little bit.
I didn't sign it.
Well, we gotta approve stuff first.
Talking about the one I don't know.
I've got a pen here.
No, I just really wanted general.
Thank you.
So there we go. Okay.
We'll sort of vote on.
So I'll make a motion that we accept March 3rd meeting minutes.
Motion. I'll make a motion that we accept March 3rd, 2026 town board meeting minutes.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
You get that one fixed?
No.
The quorum,
March 12th.
She fixed it, still reading through it.
Okay.
But I did review the 26th, and that looks correct.
and that was the working meeting, right?
That was the 26th was the executive session. No, it's just payroll and pay structure. I reviewed it. It's consistent with that.
I'm just gonna read it.
Did anybody review the water works document?
I've not.
Okay. Can I just have a top page of it? I'll just get numbers off of it while you're busy. Multitasking.
Christine, do you want?
I'm just here to give you guys the information of what we have completed so far in Purple Bus, and then here to see if you guys would like to respond to this. I believe last year we talked about, what you guys mentioned, doing a higher dollar amount for the 30th anniversary.
We discussed increasing the budget for this specifically. Do you recall those numbers?
I don't recall what they were. What is the higher amount?
What we talked about or what we're looking for?
What we talked about and what we're looking for. I just have to find the appropriation report.
2,500 keeps coming up to my head, but that's a lot of information on that.
That is
That's from A and Z.
Oh, okay. And stuff is on the back of that. Okay.
Because they wrote it to the town again, so they had to switch it out.
They didn't even tell me, they just mailed it to me, it just came in the mail. Oh, that part I'm sorry, I didn't need to tell. Yeah. It's proof that I took money in and took money out and it went.
But what I needed Misty was pretty much everything we have so far on the schedule this year. Now that's not gonna be like the right brochure formatting. And I do believe we're gonna add a few more things on it, but we just have to get some.
May I add something? Have we looked into the huge project getting ready to take place this spring that is taking up Pickle Fest ground before we do anything?
Yes,
The church.
I've been talking with the church. Donnie and I talk regularly about that. They are looking to not wait around for the fall now. So we should be okay. That's the last I've heard, but we all know that it's kept changing in the last couple of years. So we should be good this year, but then come next year, we do have to talk about relocating the Pickle Fest, because it will not work at the location.
Do you have requirements as far as like how much space is needed for the Pickle Fest?
You're talking like the festival all in general?
Yes.
No, they don't really talk about that.
I assume that there's a certain number of vendors and vendors take up a certain amount of space.
Yeah, so like each vendor spot, we offer some big time spots.
And then how many vendors you would have, things like that, to help us identify, what the actual requirements were to host it in a different location.
I'll have to get back on that, because when we do our walkthrough with, the state or whatever, they don't ever talk about anything like that. So that's never been presented. But yes, I would assume we would have to talk about that, because the number of vendors we keep getting this year keeps growing. So like this year, we're adding a second vendor tent, half of all the outside vendors we already have committed. So yeah, so if we do host it right here downtown in St. Joe, it's gonna take up a significant portion.
Water and power needs as well.
We would need water and power. Now, we do have, well, we've already talked with the people that do the walk or do the lighting for the DeKalb County Football Fair. They have already said that we are allowed to use their equipment for the lighting. We just have to talk about the rest of it.
Have you guys looked into other locations already?
Not exactly. We've talked about a little bit of it, but no, last year, I would say with the rapid growth that we had, particularly with last year, it's just a lot has been moving very fast for it. So as far as land wise, we've talked about out of town, but we'd like to continue to keep it in St. Joe.
Yeah, driving pedestrians towards local businesses is a huge plus. So I was trying to figure out where we can make it fit, because that's, it'd be very nice to.
Essentially, what we've talked about is go back to when we first started, right here on Main Street. But then again, it would also coincide with what are your residents, how do they feel about that with the traffic? Because right now I can tell you traffic, parking is our biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. And if I can suggest something when you guys put out the water bill, I would encourage your residents who are around Pickle Fest grounds to charge for parking. Let them park in their lot, charge for parking. That one, eliminate a lot of people coming and find me to go put out the fires and have people move. Two, they'll make money. I can tell you now, people will pay almost $100 just to park. So if whatever they want to charge, I would say pay for parking and let them utilize their yards.
And I've witnessed and experienced that in Lafayette, looking for a place to park for a ball game. And it's everybody's front yard, backyard is a parking lot. Yes, yeah.
And then we were, and then Misty can help me on this, I'm not 100% sure, but we did talk about maybe contacting the gentleman that owns that vacant lot right there in the corner of that fully staff, we have the real children and that make a lot that they go to them. Maybe contacting him and see if maybe we can utilize that for something. Maybe it is say paid parking, right, someone else regulates it. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
But otherwise, I mean, that is pretty much. I think because we are still gonna add possibly a few more things. I just-
Did we get the number that? That's,
Maybe. He's asking you what the number.
what was the number?
For what?
Pickle Festival, contribution.
So for
For
our
2026.
events, we budgeted $6,000 for all the events that we do in the town.
It's gone up
Um,
every year, a lot this year.
So what you need to consider to, that is in it, in the beginning of the year, we take down our Christmas stuff, so that $600 is already out. So there's $5,400 for events for this year as a whole.
And then keep in mind, we do bring around between 15 and 20,000 people last year. I can tell you, just for the bounce house in one day, we had about 1,200 and that was.
A lot of visitors.
A lot, and you can always tell because, you go to get on Wi-Fi and the Wi-Fi. is pretty much off.
He's not allowed to go down it, she's on that board.
Well, I
I
understand.
think, when we had talked about it, it went all the way up to 2,500. I think it was.
I make a motion that we contribute $2,500 to the Pickle Festival for the 2026 calendar year.
One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
I don't want to be this person, but come here and spell your last name, personal thing, because I don't know about them. I know what it is, anyway.
Thanks, Christine.
Is this something you want me to stay in the whole meeting?
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
I haven't received them yet. That's, we ordered them 2 months ago, so I just now came out of our account.
So does that mean they're on their way?
There should be.
Okay. I was just thinking about that.
What does that, give me that. It should say like, the status on it. But then you could outline it. So, order was originally placed on February 3rd, it just came out of our.
She can say.
I've looked twice because I was thinking like, where are they?
Right.
But I had shipped prior, so it came out of our account.
You have any?
Custom, 1 word or 2.
Okay, so I make a motion that we accept the executive session and planning meeting minutes for March 26th, 2026.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye. And you haven't looked at this one?
I looked at it in the email, but not the fixed copy.
Good. And issues,
I don't know.
that's what I changed.
One of those things I was thinking myself. Move on to something.
Yeah, you can move on to whatever you want to and come back to those things. Do you want to talk about 209 Whitney's,
Permit for Jack? Is that in there too? Yeah, I found 136 for West Anderson.
I know it's a lot this meeting, I'm really sorry, this is a lot going on. You figure?
Okay. Yeah. this is-
The one we had already discussed.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So it was in line with all of our ordinances, so I told them they could go ahead and apply for the permit. For the deck.
209
in town?
Whitney,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
She sent that in an email, but no one else answered.
So,
I haven't reviewed it. But I think that we can, we can do that as a board since it's in town.
Mhm.
We don't need the ETJ since it's not part of ETJ.
no, yeah, this
For that
one we-
discussion.
Always done it, correct. So they are building a deck attached to the house. It is nowhere near any of the, nowhere near any of the property lines. Or anything like that. I told them I didn't think there should be any conflict because it was inside of our guidelines for the town, but, that it needs to be approved at a board meeting.
So I make a motion that we approve 209 Whitney to do the deck.
I haven't, is there a diagram?
Is it on that end of the house?
On the
the
back
back.
side,
Is
I
there,
know on the back, but are they going towards the alley or?
it's not in
right in
the
the middle.
picture.
So it's right off back in
The
the,
house is up
So it's
front.
where this slide is.
Mhm.
Door is.
yeah.
Can't tell. These are just a 16.
It's a 2x12. I think it's supposed to be 16 on the center.
That's what it looks like to me. Home being on the side, but there's no indoor supports for,
They're just saying 12x6 feet and 40 inches in the ground, but
how would that,
hopefully it's more than the 4.
yeah,
Hopefully there's some more here.
I mean, it requires structural inspection, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they'll have to take this into,
They already did. I told them that we had our meeting on the 7th and that it would not be approved or denied until after that.
because they usually take the minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have to email them and say that, yes, this was approved on the state. Or else they won't. Permit us.
Did you make a motion?
Yes,
You review it, please.
I make a motion that we accept 209 Whitney Street's request to put a deck on the back of their house.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I reviewed this one.
I don't know what our procedure
I read this one, yeah. Let's go. This is you were not at.
But I.
Should actually be nothing about children at play. It's all pedestrians.
They're just the verbiage you use on terms.
So,
That's
yeah,
why I
but
use it.
the paper that I was showing with the statistics was specifically
Okay.
pedestrians.
Right.
I will take care of it, no problem. I don't mind, I got it. Once I find it again, I will get it. Other than that, there's no problem with it?
I did not see anything,
Okay.
in that. That's my recollection. That's what we talked about.
And have you reviewed the vouchers?
I have not reviewed the vouchers.
I will fix it and.
Are we going to review the vouchers today or can we just?
Yes,
Cause this is, already been here for quite a while.
what,
Can we just review them prior to the next meeting? Pass them or have updates at that point in time? Or does it have to be done today?
I would like it done today, but because I have state board in here and they know that we were going to do them today.
Gonna say, the only question I had on that is, she didn't have any, hourly employees, and she said she moved those to April. That was one.
I did
Yeah.
balance over the payroll
Yeah.
from,
That's kind of what the point was, is this time to review and ask questions and get clarification on things if we have it beforehand. And we're not spending a lot of time in the meetings,
I just came early and the lady was here.
ideally.
that is not an Angie decision.
Fine with that.
The president saying table it to the next meetings, all that needs to be done, right? Or does that need to be voted on to table it to the next meeting?
For financial.
If you want to table it to the next meeting, you just need more name vote.
A motion that we table the financials, till the next meeting.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Uh,
I'm going to take them off the table so nothing gets. Are we doing that for all that, everything?
Signed it?
It is, I'm gonna have to reprint the top page because I have dated.
Okay.
So it's not a problem.
Okay.
Are we doing banking or just like no financials this meeting?
Correct.
Okay. Then pull out your fund reports and your appropriation reports, stick them back in the thing and take a paper. I stole your appropriation reports. That's right. Thank you. I think Randy has yours in his.
nothing.
That's me, the appropriation report. Thank you. The fund
Question a
report.
few of the numbers, but that's okay.
Well, you and I can go over them whenever you'd like. Thank you.
Yes.
That page, you can see the page with me?
Ready. Drop.
Did you guys get a chance to look at the roofing quotes?
Oh, I had not.
That's it, and it's 7,000 for my one group.
I had heard that there was another quote that was added and that it was in line with the other quotes. But that's as far as I have been.
This.
Yeah.
Is the second quote.
This is the second quote.
One is the guy you had just come out, and the other one was a little while ago. Oh, one was.
This one,
This one was the
Right
one
here.
you just had come out.
this one says, the Corey's paying. Is that right?
Well,
It
that's
says
good for us.
bill
Save
to
us
Corey
money.
Ferguson. I'm
The
just messing with you.
roofing quote,
It's that Jill before Ferguson, because they talked to you.
but this other one was in July, but they said they'd still honor it,
Okay,
so
and
these were the lower two, but
do we need to have legal review on any of these? Because some of them have long customer service.
That is used
That's
for.
something
We are
else.
gonna discuss that
you
later.
don't need
Oh,
that. one. Just
okay,
that one.
sorry, it was in
That's a
between those two.
contract,
It was in
yeah.
between those two, sorry.
Different topic. Just
Okay.
those two
Those two.
are the
And-
lowest two that we've gotten. That is why those two are the only ones that are there. They're the lowest bids we have. And I thought they were pretty comparable, but I know how you guys like to double check line to line, and that's not really my jam, so I presented them to you to review. We've got that page and then it's got what is included.
2,000.
And I think, Robert,
$50 cheaper.
if I'm right, like with bids, municipality wide, unless they have a reason to expose bid.
4,000 for gutters.
Lowest bid as long as it's apples to apples.
And that was my concern,
Yeah,
so.
Can you explain why it's the 4,000 for the gutters? again? I know you told me.
It's seamless
seamless.
gutters, whatever.
They were both gonna be.
Yeah.
I just think it was
Oh,
somebody, you know,
well, they're not
Somebody
cheaper
had
in the
a
gutters.
deal versus somebody else didn't.
And those are the whole roof
Um,
completely, that's how it was.
So is there any way we can have one do the roofing and the other one do the gutters?
No, I don't think that's how that
I
works.
was gonna say, 'cause,
Yeah, one's like 2,700, one's like 42.
well, one's $1,000 less on the seamless gutters than the other one. But they're lower on the actual roof.
Do they both pay the system?
Yes,
Mhm.
well, then that means that actually makes this one cheaper.
It doesn't specification this, the size of the downspouts of this one, but it does on that one.
This-
Yeah.
Oh,
It just says downspout. Better down.
yeah. So
So
there's in
that-
downspouts.
Do you, this statement, sorry, I'm not sure, statistically will cause all pedestrian, okay, you took out, okay, I missed the play. I was like, to play, I'm sorry.
Increase in danger.
I got it now. That was just a skip of my thinking there.
Mhm. 750.
All right, that was the only edit, so that's,
So that means,
Right.
this one's 21,750. This one's
One that's for
27,
burden over shingle.
So
I think it's
950.
furring strips.
$950 cheaper.
This one is,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, I think the girding over shingles is the same thing as the furring strips. I think it's the same thing. It's 1x4s, 1x4s, girding and furring strips essentially mean the same thing for this aspect.
This one says they're gonna, them, that's not the one I'm probably gonna. Yeah. They were gonna shim it from there, so that bump to the one. Go away, make it look straight. Yeah. You just say, put it in there.
stated meeting minutes with all that.
So,
Thank you.
I think that they look like they're like. To me. As a
Look
whole.
that way to all of you, then you've got apples to apples.
So added up, which one is the,
Let's do a math while we're looking at this.
that is necessity.
This one is cheaper.
The,
As I say, so.
Amish corn,
well, yeah, it's that one plus this one is still cheaper.
yes.
They also say that usually the Amish quality,
Mhm.
so that they could probably start in there.
Cool. Perfect.
Are we budgeted for that?
Yes.
Awesome. Do you have the total dollar figure? You want to make the motion? Are you entertaining motions yet? I make a motion that we accept the bid for the roofing and gutter, replacement from Amish Quality Construction, a total of $21,750.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
What was the amount again? I'm so sorry.
$21,750.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Where are they gonna happen?
Oh, the,
Garage and the town,
Where you
Leaky Hall.
can do that.
yes, is it Lady Hall?
Leaky Hall.
Leaky Hall,
And the
Thank
garage.
you.
amend that motion to indicate Leaky Hall. Important information. Could have been my house.
Could not have been. I'm sorry, I was typing very quickly, 2 seconds of that. Thank you.
Where we going now?
Western.
Here?
Yeah,
Are these the ones?
okay, so it's lowest bid.
My same part then.
So what I need is,
I thought she was.
it doesn't matter either way, as long
Oh,
as
there's
somebody second.
the true one.
Yeah, that one's
I don't-
after that.
We don't
That's
smoke
involved.
them over
No.
This is for
there.
Bobby.
Yes.
Just the one?
No, those three that have to be taken from
I
me.
didn't know.
And I did contact both them and Sharon today and make sure that that was fine. They're totally fine with it, as long as that lilac bush doesn't get
It's fine.
taken. And I did let them know that I had suggested, but it hadn't been motioned yet, that when the project was completely done, that we would purchase a tree that they could put wherever they chose to put. But that I couldn't guarantee that because it had to be motioned and motioned, obviously. Yeah, we do that.
We
No, I still have to come home.
probably didn't look that up on like how much it would cost for a tree.
I would say like under $20 anyway, like, or not, you know, that kind of situation. I have not looked into it. I think we should look into it before.
Before we-
Yeah. so.
But these are, and we have to go with the cheapest one?
Oh, my.
That was-
So here, just let me read them out. Let's get that. Did you want, I'm assuming you want me to read them?
Yeah.
Okay.
One in time.
So we did open bids, we did accept the bids today for the Community Crossing 2026 grant for Third Street. API construction was $663,168. From what we could tell, all of the required documents were turned in. Brooks Construction was $600,891.00. Also, all of their required documents were turned in. Fleming Excavating was $643,290.72. All of their documents were turned in. Culver Asphalt and Paving was $637,455.50, and all of their documents were turned in. And S&S Directional Boring was $588,121.37. And it did look that all of their documents were turned in, but they were checking, they have a permission to do public works, and Landon wanted to check and make sure that that qualified for the NDOT certification of qualification. They did have a certificate, but we're gonna double check that.
Mhm.
Right now, we're not approving or accepting a bid. The only next step would be that I would send in the lowest bid once reviewed by Landon to make sure that that certificate does qualify. To the CCNG, I think her name was Maria or something like that. So if you guys want to continue with that.
The only question I have is if the SNS isn't able to do it,
Then they would not qualify, and then it'd be the next lowest.
so Brooks would be the one we'd have
Yeah.
to look at.
And there's, in this situation, the specific instructions were to submit only the lowest bid that qualifies for all of them. So, but the nice thing is when you are doing construction with someone, so if we did have to do work with Brooks, the way that it works is you make payments throughout and you keep the retainer. You don't pay it, and you don't pay it until they have accepted and done all of the requirements that you require before you pay that last. So, and Mary taught me that the hard way, when we were working with Wayne Construction, but
I have some questions. The engineering diagrams that we were provided, the first time that I saw them was at the meeting the emergency session that we had this, past month. And I was wanting to know what requirements were presented to the, engineering firm as to how we ended up with roads that wide.
you're asking me this.
I don't know who to ask. It was unclear as to if anybody had given them specific requirements.
No, Randy was
I
on.
say when we were doing it, we were letting them know we wanted it a 2-lane road. We wanted it wide enough to be a 2-lane road. So, if they took the state requirements for a 2-lane road, that's probably how they got that making. I want a bus to be able to pass a car on the road. I don't want 2 little cars.
No, I'm
Pass each other.
I'm with you, and I went out to get lots of input from experts. I talked to Ben Parker, which is the person in charge of highway department for the county, and he indicated that to your point is that having a unmarked 1-lane road, because that's essentially what it is, because it's not wide enough to support 2 lanes of traffic, that's a liability on us, and that we should fix that. The recommendation by him and literally every other person I talked to was widen it to 20 feet at a maximum. And that was the recommendation. And based on the actual financial costs of widening it or resurfacing it, fixing the substrate and everything else to support that, the cost should be less than our 20% payment for this wider road. So we could end up saving money by going that direction as opposed to going down the route of having a road the same size as State Road 1
I was
on
gonna
Third
say,
Street
is,
with gutters and curbs included.
okay, is it the same size as Jefferson and Whitney and all that, or you're saying it's gonna be bigger?
It would be bigger, yeah. It'd be as wide as, I think Whitney's 20 feet wide. Might be 18 feet wide, but 20 feet is, 18 to 20 feet is.
So you're saying it'll be as wide as the other roads in town?
That's the recommendation, but what the current engineering diagram shows, I believe, is 30 plus feet, including gutters and curbs in total width. So more than 50% larger than anybody's recommendation.
Also, there's parking on both sides.
It'll be like
I
Third
know
Street
there's
is
parking
in
on
front
one
of my
side. We
house.
were talking about parking on one side.
Yes.
When we talked about parking, we did not talk about paved parking, we just talked about parking. And so if it were consistent with every other road in town, it would just be grass that's, rated for parking.
Well, I have gravel on my side.
Right,
Um,
some of them have gravel, some of them have grass, depending on, what the drainage requirements are. But yes, you're right. Usually in between the sidewalk and the roadway.
So that map doesn't show parking?
The map,
The plans you're talking about,
Yes,
it does
it
show
is.
parking. Yeah.
that was in line with my question, which was, had anybody from the town board actually reviewed the engineering diagrams prior to the submission?
We looked at the maps and that's kind of what I went off of. I did read some of it and I guess I'm not an engineer, so I couldn't.
They brought in the large map diagram and did it, yeah.
The only session that I saw, that anything was discussed was on October 22nd. And I reviewed
When did we turn it in?
That's when we originally applied for the grant.
it was,
The engineering we started doing that beginning of, I want to say 2025, but I would need to look up the contract to get you the exact date. Actually, I may be able to find it. Like when it was originally emailed to me and we started that work, it was before Missy and Deb were on the board.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
knew we had started it.
Yeah.
before that.
24.
That was one of the,
That would be 24.
So
there was,
that's when we had started the engineering.
because we missed a
process
year
of
of
that.
the community crossing, because we were doing all the roads and we
Mhm.
missed a year and did this.
there was a vote on October 22nd of last year that I was absent for outside of the country in order to do the submission. And that submission was actually denied. We didn't, it was not, what was the verbiage just as
I will
the,
give you the exact verbiage.
It-
In other words,
it
there was
didn't-
a second pool of money that was given to this same grant.
Mhm.
And so they said that if we can do the bidding process in the time frame as the other people that also were awarded it,
Mhm.
that we would still be eligible for this grant. The same grant we applied for, we did not apply for another grant. This is not a different fund. I even confirmed with her that this would still be the 2026 first round of community crossing grant, which is what we applied for. Like, I'm not like applying for something different.
Okay.
They just reached out and said that they had extra money that wasn't gonna be utilized. Or
So if we go back and redesign the whole thing, we'll leave that because
if we go back and redesign it, we're gonna have to start rebids again, and
Not
the
until
submission has to be
27.
submitted by May 1st.
My conjecture here is that if we get it redesigned and in line with what all the other roads in town are and what the actual surface needs are for that road,
Yeah.
that we could probably spend less than the 20%, even with, without the matching. Based on the information that I saw from, the February 3rd, I think, vote from the commissioners, they were putting in, at a $1 million figure, they were putting in, replacement, or voted for replacement and, resurfacing capability for Waterloo all the way to Auburn on some segment of road, for a very similar dollar figure. And what we're talking about is like less than 1,000 feet.
okay,
So
so you're saying the engineering is making it cost that much?
I'm saying it's over-engineered. It's way too wide for the actual needs.
There's no
It-
way that we're paying what they paid to redo that from Waterloo. There's no way. Unless we're putting that much on the Waterloo one. And
I,
I'm re-putting the road in, because
Yeah.
That
'cause
road
that's
has to be
because
totally
that's
redone.
completely
it's
reconstructed.
in their meeting minutes. We have a commissioner here. I don't know if you recall that meeting or not, but, it's in their meeting minutes from February.
were you surfacing it? Okay, surfacing, we're not rebuilding. That
Yeah,
has to
we're
be-
reconstructing a complete road.
That has to be taken all the way down, everything has to be put in.
That,
So,
that was what the line
so
of
if you
question was.
re-engineer it, you'll lose a little. Okay, but you're saying we'll save what we lost. No, you can't, because you're rebuilding. It's gonna cost that much.
How much of it? needs
Even if you
rebuilt?
go the whole thing. Have you been down that road?
I was down that
street?
road. I was down that road. I went down it multiple times. I walked down it.
You don't think it needs rebuilt?
I think that it at minimum needs resurfaced, and looking into rebuilding is absolutely necessary. If there are erosion issues, then we should look into it. But when I looked through there, I did not see any erosion issues. There, like the sides of the road, as we see on Jefferson and other places, and Ralph Zeckler, where there's deep grooves, due to water runoff that shouldn't be eroding the sides of the road. I don't see that in that section.
You don't think that needs buildup being next to the lowlands where it's at?
I
Because
don't think that,
when I go down there where the drain is on this side, and the drain doesn't work on this side, I know. it
that's on
doesn't.
Jefferson.
Yeah, Sharon
That's
Roscoe.
that's on Jefferson, not Third.
No, in
Those
Rob
bigger-
Deb's yard, there's a drain that doesn't work. There's a drain across from it. Okay, and there's a fire hydrant. This needs totally redone. This needs to
Right, so
okay?
specifically one drain and what would it cost? I mean, it's fairly inexpensive for people to throw water lines across roads.
So we're not voting on this, so me and Zeb can go walk that street before we do it anymore?
I mean,
If you're not motioning to submit the bid, that is not what Angie questioned. That if you could.
Will
this
that
is not-
affect
Yes,
the money?
yes.
It will, okay. Then we continue on. This was one of my projects I'm getting done this year, Deb. I'm not waiting 5 years.
I'm
Getting done
with
this year.
I'm with you on the need that it needs resurfaced.
Isn't that why we had that other meeting?
I make a
Randy was
motion.
unable to be there.
I would like to make a motion,
I'm not quite done asking my questions.
okay?
I second that motion. All in favor?
Wait. Okay, Randy motioned that I submit the lowest bid
Mhm.
for the community crossing,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Third Street improvement. You seconded.
Correct.
Okay, it was very quick.
I believe this is a financially,
That's a financial problem right there.
no, this is a
That's
financially,
a financial problem.
this is a financially pertinent item, and I believe the state law requires that we have discussion about it.
We
I thought it
did. We had an extra meeting.
No, I mean, during the discussion, during the, motion and a second, there's supposed to be discussion for financially, pertinent questions
Okay.
like this.
Okay, go ahead.
In which the way that it's supposed to work is that we all get individually a opportunity to speak, and that until all of us have had our opportunities, that we're not able to do the final vote,
Do you get the 5-minute timer like they do?
in between sessions. So if I get 5 minutes, you get 5 minutes, I get 5 minutes until we're done.
Rob, how do we, move forward with it when a majority wants to move forward? Like, I mean, normally if a majority vote will move forward, I've never been given this, and so I'm just curious if you have direction. Maybe I'm not the right person to ask, maybe, maybe.
You can keep talking as long as you want. You can keep talking as long as you want. It's these people that I'm worried about, not me.
If that's the case, then I have a real concern
Okay.
about the dollars that are going to be spent for one block of asphalt.
Okay.
And replacing a few drains. I really have major concerns with that.
And sidewalk. I mean,
Yeah.
that can be done. And parking.
There's no sidewalk being done there.
Yes, there is.
The,
There is sidewalk.
there's already sidewalk. That was my understanding. The diagrams,
Yes, the sidewalk will be ADA compliant, has to be.
they're widening the sidewalk.
You have the plan still, don't you?
Not in front of me, no.
I mean, in general, like, the
Yes.
ones I gave you, I mean, I'm not
Yes.
trying to be a
Those-
jerk, I just was asking. I can grab the plan.
And my other
Just took mine
concern
out,
as
too.
a resident, a once doesn't always make it a smart decision. And, speaking for the town, we need to, we want to uplift our residents, but not run out of money that we can't service them, either in water or make, help with our fire department.
Mhm.
That's a concern.
We did, this commenting on your, okay, or not. We did budget for
Randy,
this.
you did say something about the road being higher. When I talked with Brandon, it's gonna be at the same surface level. It's not gonna be built up any higher.
No. They're having to take it out. They're rebuilding the road. I didn't say. it's
Right, but I thought you meant that you were building it up like it was gonna be higher
No.
because it was exiting low.
No, if we build it higher, that'll definitely make rough gaps up.
Right. Because I asked him, and he said it's gonna be roughly the same,
It should be, yeah.
same.
So
So
hopefully they'll take that bump out. Right
That's what
there.
I asked him, and he said that bump will not be removed because of the ADA compliance of going across the sidewalk. So that bump will still be there.
You guys are gonna have to avoid that when you do your snow plowing and stuff.
Well, we can still go over it, it's just, there's,
Maybe not go fast,
yeah,
yeah.
so that was one thing I did ask.
So-
It's still gonna be there, maybe not as bad, but.
It's still gonna be there. Okay.
is my turn again? This initial cost, it was estimated to be at $1,017,000. I realize that we now have actual quotes and the quotes come in at a little bit less than that. The engineering estimate was set at $805,000, but the construction quotes were all in the $600,000 range. But that's going to be for the initial cost. It being significantly wider than all of the existing roads means that the maintenance costs, because it's going to have curbs and gutters, additional drainage infrastructure that other roads don't have in town, means that the maintenance costs of maintaining that are going to be significantly higher than every other road in town. There are 0 businesses on that section. If we're looking to use community crossing grant funds, doing things that drive or improve the area specifically around the businesses that we have would be what community crossing grant is actually meant for. I spoke with Senator Johnson specifically regarding this. He indicated that if we could come up with a better submission, one that improved the quality of place, that would assist with driving increased amount of business and customers to the businesses that we have, that he would personally sponsor that submission for the town. The lack of the business and economic value for that specific section of road indicates that, that this will also not get approved. Meaning that the time that we're spend working on a grant submission and engineering for for this section is probably not going to result in actual funding for it. The increase in the overall width of the road to 11-foot wide lanes, plus additional parking on the asphalt itself, plus additional 2-foot gutters on each side, indicates that there's going to be a 30-foot road surface. If anybody's familiar with really like wide road surfaces, the statistics indicate that there is a very significant increase in danger to all pedestrians. Increased risk of speeding, increased risk of accidents. I know that there's been quite a bit of concern recently around safety concerns of fast driving motorists in town, and this would only exacerbate that. When we had our executive or our emergency session, it was specifically in that emergency session, there was a question around the $1 million threshold. During the emergency the emergency session, the $1 million threshold was indicated to be a minimum based on the verbiage that was read to us. That you looked up.
Yeah. Which,
None of these quotes reached that threshold. But when asked of the A&Z engineering firm, they gave a different concept of how that threshold actually appeared, so that the information that we voted on based on that information previously was opposite of what was actually confirmed by the A&Z folks. The A&Z folks, which is our engineering firm, indicated that the $1 million is their maximum outlay for their 80-20 match, indicating that if somebody wanted to do the math, it'd be roughly $1.2 million of total project cost for their 80% to be $1 million, and that's what the actual threshold for $1 million is. Since that's their maximum,
Not the minimum.
not the minimum. I realize that there's two different bits of information there. Getting an expert to tell us exactly what it is would be worth pursuing.
I thought A&Z answered that.
A&Z did answer that, but it was opposite of what we discussed in the meeting.
I just read off
I
of
know.
the
I'm
website,
not-
like I didn't,
not targeting anybody with
no, I'm
that.
just saying, like I just read exactly what the community crossing grant website was and.
And I think it really drives, the whole discussion really drives towards what better things could we use all of that extra funding for if we met our real needs for that section of road, as opposed to building it up to the size of State Road 1. I'd like for community involvement, because this is essentially eating up a quarter of our entire value of all money that the town has to its name, period. It's eating up about a quarter of it. So if anybody else has something to add or comments, I would love to hear it.
So this is the road. and this-
Commissioner Miller?
I don't see it.
I would have one suggestion that, the commissioners always table those bids for our next meeting and allow, in our case, Ben Parker, who is an expert at those, to look at those documents to make sure that every T is crossed and the I is dotted. And Ben, talking to him today, would be willing to help. You wish to have him look at those engineering drawings, make sure that all your quotes are, from what I'm hearing, and maybe I'm wrong, but from what I'm hearing, you need an expert to actually say they've all met what they need to meet on the standards and that. Ben said he'd be very happy to help in any way he could, but we always wait till our next meeting. We always table them until our next meeting to make sure that all the legality and everything is done. But it's just a suggestion that, you may want to heed.
Thank you, sir.
I do want to thank you for coming. I haven't seen you at one of our meetings.
I'm sorry?
Thank you for coming down to one of our meetings. Good to see you.
I do have a question, and I'm trying to understand, as an outsider here, not looking at the prints or anything, I'm trying to understand why it needs to be 30 feet wide.
That's a great question, sir.
So
What's that?
That's a great question, sir. That was my first question, which was, what requirements were conveyed to the engineering firm, when designing this? And it was unclear as to if any requirements were actually provided to the engineering firm from the town.
I ate fonts on there too.
And
I just.
Cause I know that's the.
I don't have an answer for that. We have one person, that was on the board prior to me that, initiated a lot of this activity. It's his project, as he said. The other two board members are a little bit newer to this. As you're familiar, we rotate out, as votes change in election cycles.
Were you able to get a signed thing from the state guy? He's gonna back us if we redo it.
Senator Johnson, not signed by him, but I've got his phone number and I can talk to him. I've talked to him lots of times. He's a very approachable guy. He lives in Leo.
Okay, I'm just saying, that'd be good.
Randy, this question, the reason for the 33, was it because you guys are trying to match the top portion of Third Street going down, so there wasn't kind of a, a hitch over or,
Is the top part 30 feet?
Yes.
What's it 30 feet for? That's a side road. It does have business.
It
That
also
might-
has the church and it's parking, additional parking for.
Yeah, that, the overflow parking.
That could be,
They're
that could be.
trying to
Let's
match
redo this.
top half of Third Street
I'm
and make
looking
it
at
uniform heads down. So there wasn't any cars that were, coming together.
Let's redo it. Let's redo it.
Would like to make
I
a
think that's a
motion.
good
So
idea.
do,
No, I want you to make the motion.
it's something.
Wait, let me suggest two things.
I had two items to request. The first one was going to be to not accept any of the bids. And the second one was to initiate, identifying requirements for a redesign of this. That was the two things I was going to.
Also another vote. So you should, if you're going to redo that, it sounds like that would be rescinding the previous vote. Because you voted to bid the bids forward.
Yeah, but we did that out of line. He was
It
saying
was
we
out
did
of
that,
line.
yeah. it was
You
out of
still
line.
did it.
It wasn't correct though.
Right, I'm just saying, address that as part of what you're doing.
I don't have any idea what's
Is all.
Good idea.
Please correct my wording if I say it incorrectly. I motion that we rescind the previous vote regarding the acceptance of the, bids. Of the lowest bid. Do I need to put it all in one motion or?
Now you just make your motion. You're voting to rescind and then you're voting to whatever verbiage you choose for the word redo.
All right. So, I vote that we rescind the previous vote regarding accepting the lowest bid. Followed by reviewing the design requirements for the Third Street extension. Is that appropriate word verbiage, Third Street extension? All right, that block of Third Street.
It's Third Street. It's been Third Street since I was little. It's Third Street.
That's
It's not an extension.
the reconstruction of Third Street.
So,
The
Upgrading a portion of Third Street.
upgrading a portion of Third Street, to be consistent with the,
You should, I'm sorry, you should make that rescind vote totally separate.
I'm good with that.
Okay, vote to rescind, then the other.
I make a motion that we vote to rescind, or I make a motion that we rescind the previous vote regarding accepting the lowest bid for the Third Street improvements, for submission to the Community Crossings Grant.
I'll second it.
We have a vote and a second, or we have a motion and a
All in
second.
favor?
Aye. I have another motion.
Well, you don't need that then. Oh, okay.
No, I
I was resending. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have another motion that we review the requirements and re-engage design engineers to create a Third Street improvement project that's in line with the community needs.
Needs, meaning you want to, rather than resurface this portion of Third Street at 30 feet, to be in line with the other streets you referred to, such as
Whitney, such as Jefferson, such as Hart, such as Spencer, such as every road in town.
you don't have to list all of those, but I would list one. Just to indicate contrast that rather going from 30 feet, you're gonna
So
go
you're
to,
taking away
what
all
is
the
it, 20?
So
No.
I would say he should say that we should just reevaluate
The
the project.
reevaluate is.
Reevaluate the price
That's
is
great.
fine.
Yeah.
That's good verbiage.
Instead of saying doing something better than what we were doing.
Right.
You know.
I was just saying in line, that's all I was saying, but, motion that we reevaluate the engineering design for the Third Street improvement.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. So
Maybe next year.
it's my understanding that we, as we previously discussed, we definitely need to widen that to allow for cross traffic.
And
The parking on the side,
Mhm.
does it need to be paved parking? Because once you introduce paved parking for it, you start having enough surface area, that you start having runoff problems, water or stormwater runoff problems, and the stormwater runoff problems that's specifically a drainage issue, but we can walk down there and look at it.
We'll have to redo Jefferson Street's drain when we do it, and that should take care of
in the
it.
new plans they sent are different widths of the road. You wanna do this one, right? The emergency meeting?
Did we not?
No,
We didn't, okay,
So
just real quick,
I think she,
I assume she did.
I did,
Uh,
I had to ask you about the flag.
That's it, correct.
okay. So I make a motion that we accept the emergency forum board meeting minutes for March 12th, 2026.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You didn't sign.
Did you guys sign?
Oh, I did not.
Right. For the meeting that I wasn't at, I just wrote the word absent in mine.
This one. And this. Oh, it's called like that either.
Nope.
Okay. For that either. So this.
The Uniline contract, you guys had asked me
No,
to
I'm
see
on
it.
vacation in heat.
No, I say just theoretically, you can do that.
I didn't hear, I'm sorry.
Nobody did.
I just-
You guys asked me to get a copy of our Uniline contract, which is the uniform, and I, UniFirst, I'm so sorry. There is a company called Uniline too, that we work with, but UniFirst, I have provided that to you.
The intent of that, I believe, was for us to figure out how we can end this contract
Yes.
at the earliest point in time.
I have not had a
So I
chance to
did
read
not
that, but.
want
Thanks,
Sign
Randy.
it.
Do we need to? I guess there's a mechanical process to terminating this contract, that kind of hard to read with the photocopy, but, there's a mechanical process, like how far in advance you need to send them a notice that you intend to no longer renew the contract. And they've got to, if I'm mistaken on that.
I have no idea.
So,
Yes, I understand that. And we've been talking about it for like 2 years now as to how to get out of that
so
contract.
you signed at 4/15.
This is
so-
21.
Yeah, because it's a 5-year contract.
Ah.
So we can be done now. Just don't renew it.
No, I think it automatically renews if you don't specifically tell them, don't renew it.
Well, then I'll call them tomorrow.
Yeah, they have told me, I believe,
It was my understanding Angie's called it like 30 times and they just don't answer.
I got a new number
You got a new number,
recently.
That is correct.
right? And we brought this up with our previous lawyer as to, can we send them a certified letter? Can we, block them from taking funds out of our account? What is our recourse for terminating this contract when they refuse to accept communications to that end?
Let me review this and get back to you.
Yeah, like I'm not okay with not paying them because any late fees accrued are then my responsibility to pay those.
Just so you're aware, the contract acceptance date that's on here says 4/15/21, which would be a week from now for the for the 5-year renewal. So I believe that we would need to make a motion that we no longer wish to renew this, and
You should do that. The mechanics of this, what I'm trying to see if the copy that was emailed is clear, because I'm just looking at term and renewal,
It does say that it's automatically renewed and continues for multiple.
unless it gives written notice of non-renewal for,
Does it
other-
have an email or anything for where the written notice?
I have not gotten to that.
Because I didn't see anything, but I thought maybe you might have found something I had not.
Mm-mm.
if we were to make a motion that we cancel this contract, that we pursue the appropriate cancellation process, would that give us the leeway to do that outside the meeting?
What if we send like a certified letter saying that we no longer want to have it, but they have to sign for it?
Let's not say what if, let me review the contract, figure out what the mechanism is for terminating it. And then I will report to someone. You can delegate the authority of this to one of your members, then have that member act before the next meeting. Is probably, if you want to act before the next meeting, the way to do that. It's clear you all want to terminate. The only question is ministerial, how it is to be done. And I'm looking to see if this is in my email to see if the copy is clear, because I just cannot read some of these words.
No. I got text message. Is that how we got this?
yeah.
So this is the clearest version.
This is
that
the
exists.
clearest version of it. And I emailed and requested it, but
They don't answer.
I think the county's had a similar issue with canceling contracts in the past. Did you guys ever get out of the contract that you were?
Well, it depends on which one's talking about. We've made a concerted effort, we commissioners, to get out of 5-year contracts, nothing more than a 3-year contract. Because it goes beyond the realm of maybe us not meeting in the office, and the next commissioner, what we figured out is these contracts are getting automatically renewed. And we as new commissioners especially don't know anything about why they're even existing. And so we, the commissioners, have now said, we will not do anything more, and we've gone to more than the 3-year contract, and we're really going back to a 1-year contract. So that the next commissioners will have that opportunity to yay or nay. And we're just finding a lot of these contracts are just exactly like this, where if you're not watching the P's and Q's, you end up with a 5-year contract again that you didn't know was it gonna be a 5-year contract, because they say you gotta be within 120 days out.
Yeah.
And, so, we're dealing with that all the time, trying to get these down to a 1 year. We have fought back and forth with a couple of the companies that wanted to, said no 5 years, we said, okay, then we're done. And, they've come back and actually gone back to either a 3 or a 1 year. So, you have to really watch it, because they're putting in this
I'd love
between
to.
190 and 60 days, or 90 and 120, 90 and 120.
Making it very difficult to hit the exact time in which you need to
Yeah, it's,
send them a notice.
yeah, it is, yeah. The county elevator in the courthouse is just a total disaster. It's a total disaster. So, at least it works.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't even enter this now.
AIM has reached out to us if we'd like to renew our membership with them. I think it's $867, $827. We have done this in the past. Do you guys, those are the classes, the online classes and the, conferences.
We have that in the budget, right?
Yeah, we have,
It's an excellent resource for all the information that
yes.
is necessary to
What do you have?
be a proficient for.
I put them back after we didn't do finances. What did you want?
I was just gonna look and see how much we budgeted.
We have $3,000, I believe, in water and in general for our memberships that we usually do.
And I want to, yes,
So,
I make a motion that we renew the AIM membership in the dollar figure of $827.
27. Second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
okay, and then the next is, DeKalb Economic Development Partnership is due for renew. It is $1,200.
What is that for? Like,
Did you say 1,000?
That's how much it was last year. too.
It's your fee for services.
Or no, thinking 1,000 and 1,200.
1,200.
Okay. That's-
1,300. Not close.
okay.
$1,200. Or $1,200, same thing.
Fee for service. I'm not familiar with what we specifically do for interaction points. I know that we have, Mary is our primary point of contact there.
Right.
Um,
I serve on the board, and I'm actually the secretary of the economic development.
could you give us a brief description of the benefits of renewing?
Your benefits are what I spread to you at the end of my report: communication, participation, and collaboration. Because you have representatives on that board from each
Yeah.
community, and also we have your county commissioner serves on that board.
Yep.
And the that teacher services is the economic development, the director or staff. You have folks come in and interested in either whether it's land or bringing a business. They lead that person or that business to the different areas. We're giving reports every month of how many contacts or leads have been going to different communities. And St. Joe has had some. They're not ones that I can report on because they're usually confidential until something gets firm. But that $1,200 gets you a lot of representation.
I make a motion that we renew our, DeKalb Economic Development membership in the amount of $1,200.
That's it.
Second.
We have a motion and a
All
second.
in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Mary.
If we never sign it. It's 2026. But we, yeah.
Andy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll send it to Rob. Rob, I'm gonna send you that contract. Maybe you can zoom in on that on your phone.
Okay.
It's still the text message, but maybe it'll, bigger.
Easier to read.
Yeah, maybe.
Randy, is that you, the next one?
Silversmith?
Mhm.
Yeah, Silversmith. We've had it for a couple of years. I know Corey, you went around, you got all of our shut-offs and everything over the last few years, made sure we knew where they all were. Has it been being updated as far as inventory and everything?
There is a lot of our stuff in there for inventory. I think there's 200 some items in there for inventory. A lot of the big items that we're down to like, consumables like and stuff, you know, I don't know if that really needs to be in there for, you know, gallon paint that we have around, but.
So can you walk me through an 811, what we do for an 811?
Pretty much get the email and walk the
This is- I
town.
got this in January.
From one side to another, we try and make the best of what we can, or try and trace it with the wire that we have, or any of the pictures that I have, to try and.
So we don't have it on Silversmith, because we went through and we put everyone in Silversmith.
Purchase stuff.
So our mains,
Mhm.
or our service lines, or what's in Silversmith was our valves. That's what we did. Our main valves, our service valves, our hydrants.
But when you look in there, all the service lines are in there.
You know, when you look in there, the service lines are valves that are right there. I can't tell you where they're at going across the road. Those, that's why those are not in there. The only ones that I know where they're at is when the state came through and they found wire crossing the road, and I was able to connect to those, and I put service line markers going across State Road 1. That's why the other ones are not like that, because I have no clue where they're going.
I thought we had gotten the pothole a few times so we could go down and find out where the lines.
Service lines going to the main from the house
Mhm.
is gonna be different from the valve of where it's being shut off. So we can locate it here, but where it goes under the road, I can't tell you where that goes because I can't physically see that. And the older stuff doesn't have wire. But I was able to trace it through the state when they did this
Mhm.
because they found wire that was previously put in when they did the water line for
2000.
yes, that was whenever they bored across the road, they had tracer wire on it.
Okay.
So we were able to trace those. And then also when they went through and hit almost every one, I was able to, you know, get an accurate where it was going across the roads. So the rest of the town, I'm not able to do that because I don't have wire.
But on 2000, they don't have traceable ones in the 2000 lines?
Wire?
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge, because they didn't put in new water lines. Well, some of them they just reconnected. So that was just previously there, as far as I know. But any of the ones that I have dug up that were off of one, I have not found tracer wire. And it's gonna be a hit or miss on if you try and like take our key and put it on the valve and trace off the key and try and get a good connection. So you're not gonna get a definite, or accurate line of where it's going.
So the water lines that are in Silversmith are not in the right spot?
The valves,
No, the main lines. When I open it up, I can see blue. And then I see the drains.
following a map, that's where I was going with that, to put that in there. But when you go in there and see blue, those are the main.
Okay.
And that was before we had the machine to trace that stuff.
Are we gonna have to do 811s again for the same company, or are they gonna make it through?
Have no clue. They could call in more. If the ticket expires, then they'll call in more. And we'll have to go out and remark. We have 2 days to get them done from when they, send them out. You know, it could be any time. It could be sending another 103 out like it was the last couple of weeks. Just to refresh their marks because they haven't been up in here yet. They're just now crossing the bridge out here. It expired about 2 weeks. What's that? Expired 2 weeks.
They can't,
Yeah.
they can't expire until.
They
You
do.
know, and then they renew them and then we'll get like all those again. So employees, it's just the mark and remark.
Because it costs a lot to do remarks.
Yeah,
Costs
you
a
do it
lot.
2 or 3 times.
No, I mean, just this first time. We had a lot of hours. A lot of hours.
Yeah, I know.
When you found them, did you change it in Silversmith? So where you, once you found them to mark them, did you change it in Silversmith? So the next time, like next time you have to do it, you'll know exactly where they're at?
I still need, even though it, in Silversmith, if you took Silversmith out of the equation,
Mm-hmm.
Silversmith is, it's not gonna be the most accurate by remarking by the wire. Even though you're gonna have GPS coming over here and doing this, you still should physically connect to the wire if it's there, so you can be on by the machine every single time. It's just like having something surveyed. They don't know, well, it was marked here before. No, they're gonna come out here and they're going to physically redo that over again. So remarking everything is the most accurate way.
So we're gonna get hit, we may get hit with a couple more of these. We've already spent a lot, so this served internet's gonna cost us some money.
So question there, with them requesting the 811s multiple times, is there any remuneration that we can pursue regarding the additional cost? Since they weren't ready to actually use the 811s that were marked? That's the question. They've requested the same 811s for the same properties multiple times for the same project. And it's costing the town quite a bit of money to remark the same spots.
I will have to look into that.
I will tell you, there are quite a few times where we spent more time because, the valves or the risers are in a driveway and, you know, off the beaten path, and we have to find those, so we'll have to end up chipping away the driveway or anything like that.
Didn't we take pictures of exactly where they were?
Yes, but I'm still uncovering them. And I will tell you, I mean, how long did it take me to actually do it the first time? It took me like 3 years to try and find everything. So, you know, 3 weeks is a drop in the bucket. So, I mean, having to try and find these again, I will tell you that there were many times that I had to review my phone for the pictures that I do have in Silversmith that had greatly helped me
Or-
to justify where everything was.
Does Silversmith have a place where you can upload those photos?
They're on
Okay.
each one of the shut-offs. You uploaded the photos, so that way, maybe 5 years down the road, you can still look and see, the alleys here, it's straight. And you can.
But
really
even at
compare.
that, you could say it's right here, but now we redid State Road 1, so now anything that I had, you know, mailboxes here and that crack in the sidewalk was there. Now it's had moved, so now I have, you know, this big an area trying to find it. So.
So I need to go through, find them, take a picture, and get them in. Is that what you're
We
saying?
still.
Update the photos?
Yeah.
I'm just using that as an example, but I mean,
Well, when work gets done, we try and keep up to date with it. So if I go along State Road 1 and I take pictures of each one of them and we put them in,
those
now
are all
it's-
there. I'm talking like, where
you
was
just
it?
said.
Like we redid this one over here. The valves haven't moved. It's the land markers, you know, with the picture, you know, has has changed. So you're looking at, okay, there's the back of the
Except
house,
for
there's
one.
that window to try and indicate. And then also you're doing a metal detector through the valleys that are all, Durabum, which you can't find anything anyways. Which take longer because your metal detector don't pick up what you really actually want it to pick up, picking everything up but what you want.
The question I have, with the silversmith was this in line with the previous items? Are we talking about renewing, or we just wanted to have a discussion about silversmith?
Well,
I-
I want to renew it. I mean, we've got a lot of our information in there.
Are there alternatives?
If there's something.
Yeah,
that would-
map.
That would do the other lines that you're asking for, because that one doesn't seem like it's that focused. And you saying it doesn't go that in depth, it's not one of the top rated ones.
Oh, it's not one of the top rated ones?
Yeah. So,
Because we have a machine and he's saying that even though it goes right over top and it gives you the exact GPS, it's not right? Or it is?
It's within reason. So, I mean, you're looking at I don't know how much we paid for the machine, you know, a
It's part of
$500
the-
machine compared to a $50,000 machine. You know, how far can you pinpoint it down? It's gonna be within reason. Most of our water lines, you should be able to water, right,
Shut off.
you're supposed to be able to, you should find them with that. But the pictures are really what help out tremendously.
Sounds like I'm walking and taking pictures.
Have you got on Silversmith and looked? There's pictures all on it.
Yeah, but we were just talking and you were saying they're out of date now because things are in different places. That's what you just said.
I didn't say they were on it.
He's saying the landmark has changed.
Right, so taking a new picture will correct where that landmark
Yeah,
is now.
like-
Maybe the cracking the sidewalks not there anymore.
Or the tree belt, and
Right.
it's not in the background, so when you're looking at the picture and you're looking for like spatial, where it's at.
Sorry, I'm a history person and a lot has to change for you not to recognize where something is when you're looking.
Well, I mean, if I'm traveling, I said, okay, I turn this landmark, I turn out big red barn. Well, guess
It burned
what?
down.
Had storm and the big red barn is not going anymore, so, okay, we're going to my turn.
Yeah.
That's what he's
Okay.
talking about.
I buried my money and the wind blew it down on my trees. Now you don't know what tree my money's buried by.
Which field was this in?
Right, so are you saying we should vote on whether we should renew this? Or is that where you're going?
No, we're
Okay.
not even up for it. We're still in contract with Silversmith. Are you wanting
I-
not to?
No, I just was,
Are you wanting to look into
the
other?
reason I was asking Silversmith is because we spent a lot of money the last few weeks on 811s, and I was told when we got Silversmith, this would save us so much money on that.
Yeah, but when they're submitting 100 a day, I mean, you're gonna have so much hours in it.
If we didn't have that. Right.
Yeah, it may have been twice as much, or
It could be 3 years, like I told you it took.
Good point.
Well, I made that point already, but he's arguing the fact that it, just because it's me, I'm spending the town's money.
No,
Down the drain.
I'm saying, should we keep Silversmith if it's not saving us the
Cancel the
money?
contract, and next time we get someone on 811, we'll go with it, and that is.
And go ahead with the time capsule.
I was reached out, DeKalb County, if it gets approved, would like us to submit a time capsule. I thought, Randy, that may be something you're interested in,
Okay.
since you really like history.
Mhm. I mean,
It's not been approved, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I did get a call from Commissioner Dooley, on that, and, I told him that, you know, we'd love to be participating if it gets approved, and that I would just discuss it with the board. He said I could wait until it got approved, but I figured I'd just let you guys know, maybe that would give you some ideas on things that might be really neat to put inside that.
Is it a county time capsule?
It's No,
Or is
it is it would be under, if it gets approved, it would be under the cannon in front of the courthouse, but each township would get their own box that goes inside with all the other boxes.
Each town or township?
Didn't they replace when we did the Mason one on the cornerstone?
Well, when they get
Didn't we
approved.
put another
can you
time
put
cap one?
it- Yeah.
Cause we got the old one out,
Okay.
that's what all the stuff is.
I have no idea.
I thought we put.
They did that stuff
It's
since
gonna-
ago, and I said they were not
think
incorporated,
it's-
but if they were
Put
gonna
it
do one, I
Oh,
would.
it'd be
double check it
Inside
out.
can.
Oh, it'd be town then,
Oh, yeah.
because Spencer Township would be, is a township. Probably town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, cause we put the
Right,
cornerstone
I don't recall that it was another. one
replaced.
done.
I thought we did.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at the minutes at the,
But
Lodge.
for your information, a number of items in that first time capsule, JDVP provided and are in the showcase there at the courthouse. So,
yep. Because he was a Mason.
there you go.
How many people would you need helping you, if we were to establish a subcommittee with you leading the subcommittee?
For a time capsule?
Yeah.
I mean, how much are they gonna allow us?
I don't know.
It is the size of a security box, about the width of my arm and the length of my arm and the width of a piece of paper. So,
Big-
security box,
Big one,
not wide,
Like
You
a,
know.
like a little, toy chest?
no,
like a
my
bank,
arm, this
Oh,
thickness.
oh,
like a bank.
About a foot long by 8 by the width of my arm,
okay.
Like a bank.
The width of your arm.
like a safety bank box,
The drawers.
yes.
They're not there, they're not there anymore. They're not there anymore.
Correct, that's
Um,
safety box.
We could just lock everybody in there and call it a time capsule, let's see, once in 50 years, and see what you got.
I don't know if we have the, combo to unlock that, if it were to get shut.
We do. Well, I do.
So don't put you in there.
You can put me there.
I guess my thing is I could bring stuff in here and at the next meeting, we can look at this stuff. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff, in
I would think
it, more
that,
than what you're gonna put in that.
do we have a timeline for it?
It hasn't even been approved yet. I was just letting you guys know they were thinking about doing it and if we would like to participate. That is all I get. It was a
I,
5-minute conversation.
I'm definitely-
today.
I'm definitely all for participating. I was thinking, of, making a motion to have, Randy lead a subcommittee specifically to figure out this, to do that effort. And so
Yeah.
I assumed that you would
I mean, if,
need a couple more people
We
from
do.
town that would be interested parties to, assist you with that effort.
He probably does not, he probably has plenty of stuff.
Well,
That's what I'm
there's
saying.
other people in town that have historical information that Randy wouldn't have
It's
access
not
to.
supposed to be historical information. It should be things in this, the area. He suggested like venues from a restaurant, a newspaper from this time, things like that. Not like things from,
hold on,
things from now,
newspaper from this town.
things
Just
like
plug
that.
yourself when
So
it's-
that way when you open it in 10 years,
I'll throw mine in there, I'll volunteer
you
myself.
know, your CD player, stuff like that.
So,
Not
That way,
really.
50 years from now, they can go back and look at the different things and go, wow, what's this?
Well, that's what we
Yeah.
saw when we opened up the cornerstone. It's a lot of old stuff.
like a Walkman.
That's what.
Yeah. Okay, so we put this on hold for, right, 301 Whitney is,
Did you want to table the, time capsule conversation or?
it's not even approved, so it doesn't.
It's just a notifying you guys that something is going on. That is literally the only thing it is. SED's even approved.
Go ahead.
I expect it to be, Kellen is leading it, but I'm in favor of it, so even though that's not a vote, but at least 2 of us commissioners are gonna approve it.
Yeah,
It will be approved next Monday.
next Monday. Okay. So Randy's got a little time to think about it.
Like you said, if it's today's stuff. I mean,
Yeah, but what would you want?
we
to
could get all
see?
pictures
What
of
would
every
you
business
want
we
to
have.
save from 10 years ago? Those kind of items from today would be things, that's why I said that I
I'd-
thought maybe you would be,
I'd love to see an aerial photo of the, town. I know that people have those,
Drone?
drones. Yeah.
I don't have a drone anymore.
Oh, yeah?
No, it updated and it is no longer compatible with its own controller.
That's what happened to my son Frankie. Doing it, it goes up so high and then it went, phew, and he couldn't get back, it took off.
That sucks.
That's what he thought. I did want to ask you guys if we could please, there's a few people that's in the audience that are wanting to know more about the EJT and what's going on.
We had, our executive session, to review candidates, due to the scheduling conflicts, and a sickness, and other people's scheduling conflicts and sicknesses prior to that. We were unable to have our follow-on session, to finish vetting the people that, we put on that ETJ board. That is the current status.
I already talked with Maddie, I met with her myself, and I talked with Cloudy, and she would like to know what we want to, what she'll be expected of her before she makes her final decision. So, Mary, did you just Google like that committee?
Would you be willing to share your notes on what a committee like that does with
Sure.
me? Can I make copies or something?
I've been here written, but,
That's, who cares?
okay.
If you don't mind, I would love to do that, because I know you've done all your research on it, and that saves me from reading what you've already done, if you're good with sharing knowledge. As long as, Mary, you don't have to be obligated, I don't need to feel obligated, I just want to make sure you're okay.
Depends on the night.
People know what they're doing.
And that's what she wanted to know, what we expect of her.
Any progress with the thing, or are you still working on it?
Yeah, the progress is not good.
Not good?
Not good.
It's not 60 days in advance.
Eddie, I got a
But we've.
So I have a
been
number
trying.
of follow-up questions.
Does the town have to choose the 10 before the county picks the other two? Or how would?
We've
that-
already submitted the other two.
I was gonna say, the
And-
county already has it.
They have all the people, but I'm not, she didn't say if they have picked yet.
The issue with the candidates that were submitted for the ETJ to the commissioners was that we don't have an independent or Democrat, even though some of them may have said so. They don't. I've already given them all of your information.
So the,
That's why I asked you.
the two folks that, own property in the ETJ area, there's no, requirement for political affiliation.
That's not what I was told by the commissioner. I have the email.
I think commissioners are wrong.
It was. It
No,
was.
I don't think I was part of this.
You were not.
Yeah, yeah, it's-
Chris even said that.
Yeah.
From, the planning. He emailed and said this.
Yeah, the political affiliation is only for the 4 that are inside of town. The only 2 requirements for the 2 that are outside of town are, they both need to be landowners. One of them has to be a resident.
Would you like to reach out to them and argue that case?
No, I don't like to argue.
Would you like to? Yes, would you like, would you like to argue that case? And whatever verbiage you like, take it.
I would just present to them 36-7-4 subsection 211.
Would you like to do that?
I can definitely reach out to them about that, but, thank you. 36-7-4 subsection 211 and 214 specifically identify, what the requirements are for the board members that are in town and for the board members that are outside of town. The previous section to that, I believe, identifies that the first 3 members need to be a appointed, employed, or elected official of the town. The second 4 members need to all be residents of the town, 2 of which, or no more than 2 of which can be of the same political party. And the final set of 2, making a total of 9 people. Those final 2, both of them need to be landowners in the ETJ section. No more than, or no less than 1 of them needs to be a resident of that area as well. That is what was discussed multiple times and reviewed by the county lawyer and by our former town lawyer and the zoning and planning official of the county. That was the information that we found. If there's additional information or regulations that they're outside of that, I'm not aware of them.
Those are the pieces of puzzle. Those are the pieces of puzzle.
We are trying to identify the full staff of the board. And so we have plenty of people that are wanting to be, involved in that. meeting those specific requirements and then meeting together as a board to vote on the first 7, because those are the ones that we need to vote on. The other 2, the ones that are outside of town, so in the ETJ, those are voted on by the county commissioners. But that is the next step. Like that board can't approve things if the board hasn't been established.
No. Mm, mm. What we do now?
Sounds to me, not any farther ahead than we were 2 months ago.
We are steadily making progress.
My ceiling fell in on my barn, because I can't put a roof on it. Do I send you guys a bill and see you writing checks out? Could I send you a bill for the replace the ceiling?
I'm not aware of any of that.
You guys started this
How's
about
the
a year
ordinance
ago,
going?
Hmm?
How's the
and you
ordinance
still
going?
ain't nowhere.
It's written.
I do have a question. Is it possible, do you know how much longer it's gonna be as far as once we get the board together for them to be able to start?
Rapidly. That'd be
A
my
month,
opinion.
month and a half ago, it was 2 weeks.
What?
So is there any way,
I don't know what the 2 weeks is.
Meaning,
I don't either.
is there any way we, can have the county do it for the
This is
2
a
months?
historical barn.
I don't know. That's a legal question there. I don't know what type of position that puts us in.
I wouldn't want to start.
Well, I'm just thinking if,
Yeah.
if they do that and they have the contingency that it has to go through the board. they
I
get it
don't think that's a legal, I don't think that's a legal framework that
Well,
can be
let's go back to
established.
the Original question, I'm sorry, does the 2 depend on the first 7? Or are they, I know they're separate.
I don't know about an order of precedence or an order of operations there.
You don't
But
really,
they haven't answered any.
Does that make sense?
you're not really working together then.
We,
So they're still looking
If
into
we-
One doesn't depend on
One of them,
I don't think they're interdependent, correct?
for that, that guy, okay.
yeah,
So can we get our 7 and get it started before the,
and then she.
Well, I don't-
make their decision?
They meet every week, so, I mean, if they've got names, then they've already got them, I would assume.
Well, that's the one that they sent that did not live in our area, that
Oh.
we were gonna interview.
And there was another one that was eliminated, I'm just gonna
Oh,
forward this. to
you're talking about the person who didn't live in the ETJ.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he
That's
didn't
who
own
they
land in the
sent us.
ETJ, so he wouldn't be allowed to be
But
on that committee.
we learned that when he showed up for the interview.
Right, right.
So- But that's who the county sent us.
Oh.
So
No, that's who the Democratic Party
Oh,
sent us.
Well, he's asking.
So we had our executive,
Pick their two.
session to do the interviews,
I know.
couple of,
He's asking
2 weeks ago, I think.
Well, they could-
and One of the folks that came to do the interview didn't actually live or own property in the area. He was the one that was sent by the Democrat Party. But it's not, I don't know that there's any requirement for the ETJ folks to have any political affiliation established. So it might have been unnecessary to get feedback from any specific party in the first place. But hopefully I answered that clearly.
Well, if nothing else, the 7 would make
A quorum.
quorum, so, I mean, realistically, even if the commissioners didn't do it, which I would hope next Monday, we could get that settled for you, but, you could go ahead, you got 7, so you have a quorum, you can go ahead and start doing business.
What happened?
What do you mean what
weren't
happened?
on
You
it,
two don't wanna
he's
be
not
on it. That doesn't leave, that leaves 5.
I thought there was a replacement for me on there.
Did you get them? The people that were on your list? That's why I was
Oh,
asking you. for
that was
those
a
people.
scheduling issue where we
So
we got
only have 5.
notification.
So we get,
That's so quorum.
no, we have 5.
5 is the majority of mine. That's what he's
Well,
trying to say.
okay. Well,
If you want to make a motion to have those specific people that you've already identified,
No, because I have to give Cloudy these notes first before she totally says yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're no report.
So we're back to scheduling,
Well,
we're back to scheduling a session so that we can have the discussion and put on, right? Which is what we're moving on.
do you want the board that you know that you want on the board? Is that something that maybe we want to say, you are going to be on that board, and then we just have that one person?
Yeah. What's the ETJ if we stop and get our commit from?
You don't. That's not a true statement.
Well, go ahead.
The permitting process,
Well, I know we bring you guys the plans, you guys email the plans to them, then we still have to go get their.
No, you do not.
no, you don't.
Not after the board is approved.
So why can't, now that we don't have the board put in place, can we just kind of step back and let everybody go to the county?
No, I just asked that. I just asked that.
Moratorium made on.
So how many people do we have?
4.
We got.
Okay, and we need how many?
At least five, and that's two on.
5? I'll be on the board just to get it passed for these people.
Well, once
We can always-
Cloudy sees those
Yeah.
notes,
Well,
Down for-
she'll make her,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always step down from the board later.
she'll make her,
Yes, I can. Yeah.
You can always resign for that.
Okay,
So,
so Randy makes our 5,
5.
yes,
so if you want to wait.
get it rolling.
Wait,
Commissioner saying.
the ones in town have to be what?
No more than 2 of them from the same political party.
No,
They're not
the
effective.
town,
Oh, no,
Right.
oh, not the employees,
the
gotcha.
town.
But we have to have at
Yeah.
least 5 people
Well, because,
for the board to start.
Mary's
7's what we're
Democrat,
supposed to have and
Mary's
2 from the county.
No.
9, altogether, right?
Well, I thought we were gonna have
Anyway.
Mary fill one of the appointed.
So I'll fill the 5th spot.
That was what
Just
we
we
discussed
can get
previously.
this rolling.
okay, well then,
Well,
that still works out.
That works out fine, because
We need to.
Maddie will be a Democrat,
I
Cloudy will
would-
be a Republican.
I would identify which ones, which positions are being filled
how
by
many
each
are
person.
appointed in the town appointed people?
Yeah, the appointed, employed, or elected officials,
I'm here.
Mhm. 4.
3 of those,
So that does not give you,
plus the town people. And it sounds like Randy is filling a town person slot.
okay,
And 2 of them can be the same.
No more than 2 of them can be of the same political party.
okay, so we're good
Well,
there.
we're never.
But it's, well, no, it's, the political party is very specific in its verbiage in that you essentially need to have voted in primaries enough for you to actually be an elected official, that type of affiliation. So just saying that, hey, I'm a Republican isn't good enough. to
We
be-
double checked.
Maddie, yeah,
Yes,
okay, so then. That'll be
okay,
fine for now.
so Mitzi, Randy,
Sorry for making this take longer, but I'd like to get it.
Mary. 1, 2, 3, 4,
If we
5.
can.
There's your 5.
Mhm.
And then if Cloudy is good, Cloudy can be added to the next meeting. So there is 5.
So does she have to make a motion on those 5?
You're asking me a question that's not mine to answer.
Okay. Do we have to make a motion on
Can
those
you hand
5?
that to me real quick?
You can approve a slate.
Yeah, so this is town, right? And this is elected employed or that's the town. This is
And Maddie's a Democrat, so.
elected, and this is question mark for next meeting, but those also be a town person, right?
Yes.
I can make that motion. I would like to make a motion that we. What's the word?
Elect a slate. Or elect the following members to the
Appoint the following members to the following positions of the ETJ for zoning and planning for the town of St. Joe. Misty Spicer, Angela Snyder, and Mary Simcox as members of the 3 elected, appointed, or employed officials of the town. Additionally, Randy Drake and Maddie. What
Of course you want to know her name, right?
last name? I don't know it.
You need a name.
I know.
Maddie Van Horn.
Maddie Van Horn as 2 of the 4 town members.
I second that.
All in favor?
I,
And then if you guys,
We have
you know,
four
could
now.
give us 1 or 2 on Monday, that would be super great. Well, I have given them all our applicants. The Republic, or the Democratic and Republican Party is the only thing that we've been bickering about.
My next question is, now that we got the 5, when can they start, bringing things in after we have our
We
first
have to
meeting?
have the ordinance so that we know how much the permits and stuff are gonna
Okay,
be.
so we have to have our first meeting, and then once we let them know the first meeting's done, then they can start bringing stuff to us to get approved.
a schedule, yeah.
A working
Okay.
session. We're gonna have to get with them all too and find out what their schedules are and, you know. I think all, yeah, like, I don't know when Saudi or Maddie, you know, when they have other meetings or when they have.
Okay,
I can reach out to them and find that out.
if you would please, and
And then
then text us.
hopefully, fingers crossed, if we have 2 from the commissioners, before our next meeting, then I can also correspond with those and find out what the next time would be as well.
Are we still going to have the follow-up sessions, the continuation of the previous, session in order to get interviews for the other folks?
Stay in
That is up
contact.
to you guys.
I think it's just a scheduling thing. We
And
can't
then
do
when we
it.
have our meeting.
They, because that was the issue before, is I couldn't get,
We don't know yet.
right.
So I'm trying to find out.
Good
Like
reason.
I said, get a hold of her and she'll be able to let you.
Oh, no,
Oh, the other,
yeah, the other 2 to 3
It'll go on the website.
town folks.
Do you have?
we don't
additional
have other
counsel?
people.
I have 2 people that were identified, and I talked about them last time, but I need like a schedule more than day before to actually get them. to
I'll
show
make
up.
sure she puts it on the website.
I
You
can do
guys get
that
on the St. Joe, can you pop into the St. Joe website?
some,
Where it's
sometime
just-
next
Your
week.
boy, man.
Just plan their availability up next week.
Do you go on
And
the St.
email
Joe
it to you
website?
guys. Is that
Worst case
acceptable?
scenario, I will record the
On the St. Joe website, I'm
and
gonna have,
that's
ask her
here because I'm
put
required
it
to
out
be
there.
here.
That
so-
way-
Yeah, I don't think
That
we
way he'll be
record
able to tell you what's
so.
going on.
Well, the state.
It was out of mine, and then they made me.
So,
Yeah, I should do that.
I just need
Too
to
old
get,
to
we
build
need to
there.
have it posted 48 hours early. I need to give them 48 hours notice and they will try to stay out of our way. They will try.
we could-
Worst case scenario, I did have a previous meeting in the cemetery room and it's brought up for sure. It's not that bad if there's only 5 or 6 people. If there's more than that, it's mushy.
All right, I will put that on my list of things to do, is to find out the schedule of the other 2 people that we talked about previously.
I don't have them written down, so can you give me their names?
I will.
That would be great. So that way I can put them with the rest of my,
Mhm.
not right now, but you just as on, maybe before you leave, that'd be great.
I have a question for your lawyer. If they accept the ordinance at the first meeting, should they not be able to conduct business if the ordinance has been passed?
We passed the ordinance. And then they would review the ordinance, right?
Great question. I think that's
That
how you
meeting
do
would review the ordinance.
There are too many undefined terms in all of these statements for me to give anybody an answer. So once the ETJ committee and once you start meeting, you can begin following the rules to get these things in place. And some of the order of operations can be altered, some of them cannot. But you have to have this in place before you can start reviewing permits. And so this was a mess that I inherited when I walked through the door the first time. It's still a mess today. So
So the ordinance that we did pass,
That was the zoning itself.
yeah,
We
that's,
established zoning,
it's still necessary to do the development standards.
yes.
And you need your committee together
To do that.
to do that. Okay. Yeah, some of this I highlighted for you in the memo I sent out,
Mhm.
which
I do
was as
remember.
helpful as I could make.
Mhm. I do remember you saying about the
Yeah.
development
Yeah.
decisions. That way everything's not on.
Hi. If the commissioners do move forward with your application, would you, before you leave, just let me know what your availability, what nights of the week are, so that way I kind of have an idea for future.
Yeah, I was just trying to gather an idea of when they were gonna do that. I have no clue how many applicants are in as far as, when you're throwing around a lot of names, but that's the,
That's not, that's the thing, yeah.
So traditionally, the town board would either
Give a recommendation.
endorse specific candidates to the county
that's
commissioners.
what I originally heard.
Yep. And so, is there another candidate that we were presenting?
I can read
Or
the text
endorsing?
message. So,
Was there another endorsement that
You have a-
was recommended by the town
Your letter.
to the county? For those two?
We sent
And
all
get it
the
certified now.
applicants
Do
myself.
we have a good address?
If you want to send it in.
I don't know the answer, to that. There's a number of questions that I have.
Individually, okay.
Sounds like it's-
That works.
in the past.
And then it's not because we're.
And the acceptance recognition, I don't get say.
All right.
So you're gonna have to send that to them.
Do you have the list
Probably.
of those?
Yes, I forwarded you the email. If you scroll down it has everybody's name.
Oh, I didn't see that.
If I can do that.
I
then I'll
just
say
forwarded
that
it,
they-
with the
Just
information.
now?
10 minutes ago, when we were talking about the Republican Party.
Okay,
I did just, yeah,
But I
so
can
this
find
is,
something that shows that.
all right. I will make endorsements for people from the list that I think should be on it, and I encourage my other town board associates to endorse the folks that they want to endorse.
Sure, you all have my county email.
nope,
You don't? Look on the website.
I was gonna say, go to the website.
They
So
change
I
it
always
every
gotta
other day.
just in case.
Yeah.
You should.
Just in case the hackers got in again.
Tonight, when you go to your car.
I've done friends with pots and things. So I just-
I'm like, why is my computer still dying? Seriously.
Oh,
There we go.
I think
I did.
Did- Randy, did that address the ETJ activities that you were hoping to get addressed?
Yes, that's what I was after, because like I said, they were here for that reason, and we didn't have it in our.
The part that we just did was supposed to be accomplished as part of the series that we had 2 weeks ago.
That we didn't, we only had one person show up, and it was out of
There's,
the area. So,
Mary
He's
came.
the-
Mary showed up.
no, yeah.
Yeah, Mary is there.
Yep.
You're on the attendee list.
All right.
So 301, you need to decide.
I think we were waiting on legal advice on how to do ordinance violation enforcements.
Yes. You're gonna need to wait, because as I look into your ordinances, I now have additional questions I'm gonna need to ask and look into.
Is that appropriate for this forum?
Well, I need to formulate them all first. The issue is you have ordinances that exist. They're patterned after other old ordinances. The problem is the preferred mechanism for enforcing ordinances has changed. You also don't have necessarily a structure for how this, who provides notice, things like that. It just says it will happen. So it may be necessary to simply create all of that with a resolution and then begin enforcing from there. Some of it is I'm gonna have to review the records of previous attorneys, and I'm guessing I'm not going to find answers there, but I first have to go fishing before I can know there's no fish in the pond.
Think about.
Yes, which is going to be the second thing on the agenda as well.
And I'll send the one.
And
that
the
I
third and fourth?
have.
And the third and fourth. Yeah, the problem is that you have a informal mechanism for enforcing these things that probably needs to be formalized.
Thank you, sir.
I'll blame my predecessor.
Corey, you got anything?
I'll have to look it up. But I-
You got a general.
Yeah, I got one. Andrea told you about that guy.
I think he has a format for the third.
Up, down, up at the house.
Yeah.
This one, I'll send it out.
I did figure out where.
That's some of the stuff I wanna talk to you about when we-
But somebody was outside of Springfield, is bringing, like a little mini dump truck and dumping mulch. I mean, it's not really something that ours is, I don't know if it's a big deal for you guys, but outside town, going across the tracks, heading towards Grable on the left-hand side, the guy that had all the wood and everything in the yard. He's mulching up everything.
Right.
And bringing all his mulch and some logs, and whatever he does up here. I do have the address, you guys want that if you want,
I would like his contact information.
you have some trees need road.
No, I signed up for a website called Chip Drop where they're supposed to drop off mulch at your property. Like if you don't want it here, you can drop it off at my property.
$100, you can pay a town employee for an hour to bring it to you. And put it.
$40. $40.
$40 an hour.
I'll be,
Might take too long to do that, but,
he's gonna be out
so I
there
don't
with a
know
hand
if
shovel.
that's an issue, if you guys wanna let them continue bringing that up here.
Thought it was only for town residents.
It is supposed to be only for town residents.
If it was
So
only
he's asking
once or
you
twice, you know, I wouldn't care, but,
On a regular
you know,
basis
there's
like that.
been, like, within a week or two, he's done like 10, 15 times.
And 58 is not in town, correct?
It is.
Yeah.
But it sounds like if Seth gets a hold of him, he has a place for himself, so maybe taking care
I'm
of.
just clean wood chips. I got a lot of use for them. I'm
Okay.
planting lots of trees.
Okay.
Lots of mulch around trees. Would be great.
There you go.
You share that contact with him?
I don't have, I
Is
just
that
have
address?
address.
Okay, can you text it to me?
Yeah.
I'll forward
I
it
just
to you.
went down to there at night, he's sitting out there burning wood, drinking beer.
I'm thinking, like, I wouldn't mind some of this wrapped up at my house.
He's always out there working, always.
So you're,
That's like, you'd think you'd take it to the next door neighbor.
Like
Water?
Georgia, I dropped off
Yeah.
the fire water report. January was 200, I'm assuming gallons. February was 12,000 gallons. On the 9th, February, on the 26th was 1,000 gallons, March 21st was 100 gallons.
Yeah, I'll get that quickly.
So 13,000 gallons.
Stop raining.
So it is a requirement of
just set
him to
'em
bring
down
it
when you
into us,
walk in.
he's brought it into us.
Thank you very much.
For the fire department, I'd like to throw out a thank you to Corey for going down there and doing the smoke test and think that sewer smell. For a long time, and we found two culprits that are on us that I can address.
Was it clean out caps like everybody else?
No, not like the one to the south of us, that was really putting into it, like, we didn't have any washer addition, that there's a trap on the outside wall. And we have an old drain inside that it could have been part of the problem, so, but appreciate the time that he and the sewer district had put into running down there for Saturday morning, so. I have talked a lot about the water shut off too, because we do have a water line project that we need to do before it fails, and that'll be a bigger problem with that shut off valve, finding that shut off valve. I just want to throw it out there. I want it to be on the radar that I'd really like to know where that's at. Unfortunately, it's under the sidewalk, so I don't need to tear the sidewalk up yet because nothing's leaking, but I would really like to be proactive about the job I'd like to complete. Any questions for me?
Or the other town board members? Is that where we're at right now? Town staff, board member concerns? Is that where we're at?
Sure.
Oh, so I'll follow along.
Yeah.
Now that the weather's improved, are we ready to readdress the hitching post behind the, building?
You're looking at me, but it's not a me question.
I wasn't even at that meeting, so I don't know.
We had marked it at the time with,
Deb and I had went out and marked an area that was pulled out.
Who will be putting it up and was it Graver? or-
I think Mark Graver was the guy's name who had volunteered to do the work at the park. I don't think he specifically volunteered for behind, the Hickory building.
Not behind that building. I'm working with, Steve Iker and Mike Iker, on the one that's gonna go back behind the diner there. I can have them take a look and see about constructing something. Cause you guys had that paint across here, you're looking at removing that and having it this way.
Yeah, leveling the land and making it go east-west.
Yep. Yeah, now, I should see him probably maybe the end of this week. I'll say something to him, have him take a look at it. I do have not really a concern, but I've asked before, I don't know if Randy remembers about potentially, I would be willing to pay for my water to be my meter at my restaurant. I had a situation and this is why I asked for this, while back, because I had a situation in my office in Auburn where the water was able to say, hey, Billy, you have a leak in here. I have block walls. So it indicated to me I have a leak in there, which I did. It cost me $700. I had to pay for that water to be leaked or fixed. Had a situation at the diner. I got it concluded and fixed, but we had, I don't know, I got the keys August 1st, so I've been hearing what I thought was an ice machine running water
Oh, no.
was a big, huge water leak underneath the building. If I would have a monitor to monitor my water intake, I could easily see that. You guys could even identify, hey, Billy, you're losing 50,000 gallons a day from your restaurant, costing the town a lot of money.
I think we need to review the ordinance, but I think that it allows for people to self-elect to have, or at least businesses to self-elect to have a meter. They would be under the metering fee
And I mean,
program.
if it can, I probably don't use as much water, because everything I have is low flow water, my dish machine's, chemical wash versus more water. So I'm not worried about that being charged, that has nothing to do with it, it's more on the lines of, I had that water leak for about 5 months, substantial thing, just
So you're
thinking it was a water.
looking at
So-
the ordinance.
I think it'd be good and it holds the business owners and or homeowners accountable to fix their leaks in their homes, so you guys can get a accurate water reading on what the town actually uses, because you 100% can't even get close right now with all the water leaks to justify a fair price across the board, because running that much water, I mean, you can't punish Mary across the street and bump her rates up because I'm not fixing my problems. But that's what'll happen without the meter. I like the idea of the meter. It holds people accountable to fix your stuff. Have a better town. I mean, if you fix up your home, you're gonna have a better looking town, period.
So as far as the meters go, just wanted to make sure I heard you correctly, is that you're wanting to self-elect to have a meter installed?
I would love it. I think that it's good to let me know if I get any more leaks, because all these water lines are, well, not many anymore, but are old.
I'll review our ordinance, prior to the next meeting and make sure that there's nothing that prohibits that.
All right.
And
That's what I was getting ready to ask. I'm just asking, because I own a piece of property here in town too. So is there anything that keeps me from putting a meter on my incoming water? So,
no.
Or meter company makes it every day.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, so after
If
the
that's the
demarc,
case, can you get us a price on it? Because that was one of the things we did a couple of years ago, and to get meters,
They are expensive.
we couldn't, well, see, we couldn't afford.
$200 a home,
Yeah.
but in the long run, it will save you so much money, because people can watch what they're using themselves.
that's for the meter itself. There's dig and installation and stuff
yeah.
involved as well, but yes,
Like you're.
that's in line with the actual
You're saying there's
mechanical cost.
nothing stopping me from putting it on there. There's nothing stopping me from putting it on.
I would like to,
He's gonna review that.
I'm gonna review
ordinance
it.
and make
I'm gonna
sure.
review it, but my understanding without reviewing it today is that we have a demarcation point. That's your line, your responsibility after the demarcation point. You can put the meter, in the ground, or you can put the meter as soon as it comes through your foundation wall.
I understand.
That's, I don't think there's anything that we can do to stop you from putting a meter on your side of it.
Infrastructure. I was just thinking more on the lines that you guys can monitor and I just think that you guys are losing a lot of money by not keeping everybody up and up on water
We,
with a flat rate.
we didn't discuss, home meters in our previous meeting, but, it's my understanding that in previous boards prior to Mayor Misty being on here, that was an up in arms situation with a lot of the fixed income people in the area.
I mean, you think of St. Joe,
Yeah.
there was no way we'd be able to find the money.
That's not a cheap project.
Oh, no, not at all. And it's not a cheap project for 10 houses. I mean, we might be able to do
Do a couple of
a
years.
a couple of years, but when you do that, now you're metering somebody but not metering somebody else. That was the other thing. We had a meeting where some people were upset that they were gonna get metered and other people were.
So the existing, ordinance specifies a pipe diameter, at which point the, meter becomes required.
Okay. So anything, once it has to be a bigger.
I think it's 1.5 or 1.25 inches. I'm gonna look it up. I'll get you the
And
information.
that's what the park was, and that's one of the reasons. we moved it. Besides, they had a lot of leaks, so.
Yes.
I'll get that information for next meeting.
Yeah, because it'd been helpful months ago to know that was, I got new pea gravel and had to take my cap once it back out and stuff, but it was an overnight nightmare.
I don't have anything else to add.
Randy, do you have I thought you had a new for the park,
Got what?
a new net for the park.
I have a net. Where's that net go?
You said you wanted.
Where'd that net go?
March 20th.
I'll come over and get it, because I got a volleyball and I got some more stuff to put in the toy box, so.
Cheese curds.
You can have water volleyball if it keeps flooding.
Nobody got a good picture of the boats underwater.
I do. They were real
That's a good
real pirate ships for like 2 days.
And they're way up in the boat.
Anybody else? No? Make the motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Special.
They call.
I do not mind at all. You're off the clock.
I will. But it's not apple to apple.
These are all mine. These are all mine.
Oh, we.
This one, yeah, this is- I think that was- I think- So, is that, you want this? Yes, sir.
I'm gonna need to see any communications that you have with Universe to see if any of it can constitute an attempt to cancel. Because your 90-day window closed in January.
Andrew?
We've been trying to get a hold of them
Yeah.
for over a year.
Yeah.
No one answers emails, no one answers
The-
calls.
the-
And
It
so
needs to be in writing?
The contract specifies it has to be in writing. So the question is, can we find any writing that we can hang our hat on and say this was an attempt to cancel? So that after May or April
I'm not a
15th, we can say,
Just be our meeting minutes where we say.
I'm not a
"Hey,
meeting
we've been trying to contact them."
we have to notify them in writing. But so if Eric sent them a letter,
You might have.
yeah, so if you could find any written communication to Universe, otherwise you're in a new 5-year.
Yeah.
And then I will start doing research and figure out a way, because this says a choice of venue for Massachusetts. Being an East Coast state, there's a chance there's some consumer protection law Indiana doesn't have that might let you cancel. So, yeah, this would be done. Yeah, I think I told you when we met, they advanced a lot of hearings, so I didn't get to doing general ordinance violation. Additionally, I realized I need to get something on claims. So that I get
Yeah,
Oh, Dave's up there.
You can do that,
Tuesday. There was a bad